Some recordings are frightening because they show something impossible. Others are worse
because they show something possible, then refuse to show it the same way twice. A hallway becomes a kitchen. A voice changes its answer. A person who was standing in the corner is suddenly sitting at chai's
the table, and everyone who watches insists they remember the first version.
Until the second version begins replacing it. This is the premise of the Everfield Rewatch Tape, a fictional analog horror archive presented of
a damaged VHS cassette recovered from a closed video transfer shop in
2002. At first, the tape looks like ordinary home footage. A quiet house, a family dinner, a backyard, a child walking through a hallway. But the longer people watched it, the more obvious it became that the tape was not deteriorating, it was revising itself. Today, we're going through the first 3 documented playbacks, the hidden details that connect them, and the theory that makes this archive feel less like a haunted tape and more like a memory test designed to punish certainty. The
playback is labeled Viewing 01 Hallway Recording. It opens on a
narrow upstairs hallway, beige carpet, family photos on the wall, a half-open bedroom door at the end. Nothing moves for nearly 20 seconds. Then, a boy steps out of the bedroom and looks toward the camera. He does not seem scared. He seems like he has been told exactly where to stand. The first wrong detail is the clock. A small wall clock above the staircase reads 8:12. But the camcorder timestamp says 11:46 p.m. That detail matters because the transfer notes describe the
tape as a chronologically stable. It is not. At 0103, the boy raises
his hand and points behind the camera. The footage cuts to static, and
for 1 second, and when it returns, he is gone. On the first
smiling except the boy, whose face has been covered by a small white sticker shaped like a rewind arrow. At first, it looks like damage on the print. I don't think it is. The second playback, labeled Viewing 02 Kitchen Recording. According to the log, this was the same cassette, played 20 minutes later without rewinding. But the hallway is gone. The tape now opens in a kitchen. A woman washes his
dishes. A man sits at the table reading a newspaper. The same
boy from Viewing 01 stands near the refrigerator, holding a glass of normal milk. The official note says, content shift likely caused by recording overlap. But the footage contradicts that immediately. The boy turns to the camera.
They said the hallway was never there, but I remember. I remember.
Reacts. This is easy to miss, but it changes the scene.
The bent tape remembers the previous viewing, even though the footage no longer contains. Then comes the hidden audio. Under the sound of running water,
There is a faint reversed voice. When played backward, it says, do.
not correct the first version, and this is where the archive stops. Feeling passive. Until this moment, the tape feels like unstable media.
Broken cassette showing fragments out of order. But viewing 002 suggests something.
Worse, the tape is not losing information. It is responding to being
watched. At 0318, the woman stops washing dishes and looks down at the sink.
The water has turned black in the basin, but the
narrator added by the transfer shop calmly says, "No abnormal visual content."
Detected. The system is lying. Not because it misses the detail. Because
it refuses to name it. The third documented playback is labeled viewing. 04, backyard recording. There is no viewing 03 in the archive. The missing file matters because viewing 04 opens with a handwritten card placed. In front of the camera, it says, "Please watch without remembering." Then, the card is removed, and we see the backyard at dusk. Plastic chair sits in the grass. A garden hose lies across the lawn. The boy stands beside a wooden fence, older now by several years. That should be impossible. The previous playbacks happened minutes apart. The
footage shows years. Behind him, the same rewind arrow symbol has been painted.
The following footage has been marked. This symbol indicates the beginning of the loop. Do not adjust your tracking.
It's behind his head, like a marker. The boy says, "This is the version they kept." Then the tape glitches. For one frame, the one
backyard is full of people standing perfectly still. The mother from the
family unit remains the cornerstone of the community, observing silently as the days pass. They are waiting. All of them face the camera, but only the boy's shadow
points in the wrong direction. We know for certain that the tape
changes between viewings. We know it remembers previous versions. We know the
rewind arrow symbol appears whenever the boy's identity is being altered. And we
know the archive skips the third viewing, right before the tape starts, giving instructions to the viewer. This part is speculation, but I don't think the tape is showing alternate timelines. I think it is showing edits. The surface exploration is that the VHS changes every time it is played. But that fails, because the changes are too specific. The
clock mismatch, the boy remembering the stairs, the warning not to correct.
The first version, and the missing third viewing all point toward one idea. The tape is not changing itself. It is changing what the
viewer is allowed to remember. This story is not really about a
VHS tape with different footage each time. It is about the fear. Memory is not a record. It is a negotiation and something
else may be allowed to sit at the table. The tape did you not rewrite the past. It rewrote the witness. Near the end of
Viewing 04, the boy steps closer to the camera and says, "Next."
time, you'll remember this as the beginning. Blue VCR menu. A normal message appears. Auto tracking complete. At the beginning, tracking looked like a harmless feature, the machine adjusting the image so the tape could play clearly. But after everything we've seen, maybe tracking was never adjusting the tape. Maybe it was adjusting the
person watching. And if that is true, the real question is not
what the tape will show next time. The question is what you will swear it showed before. Maybe this was already the second version.